It's the kind of update that leaves fans sitting in silence long after the episode ends. The kind that feels less like fiction and more like a real goodbye. Just when viewers thought they had come to terms with her exit, Emmerdale has delivered a heartbreaking new update on Victoria Sugden, and it's left audiences more emotional than ever. What really happened after she left the village? And why are fans saying this might be the saddest chapter in her story yet? Welcome back to the channel, where we dive deep into the biggest and most emotional stories from the world of television. Today's headline is one that has taken over the soap community, sparking waves of reactions and leaving longtime viewers genuinely heartbroken. Emmerdale has never shied away from powerful storytelling, but this latest update surrounding Victoria Sugden feels especially personal. Because this isn't just about a character leaving, it's about what comes after. To truly understand the emotional weight of this update, we need to revisit Victoria's journey. For years, she has been one of the emotional anchors of Emmerdale. Growing up in the village, facing unimaginable challenges, and constantly rebuilding her life, Victoria has become a character that audiences feel deeply connected to. Her story has never been easy. From personal trauma to complicated relationships, she has endured more than most. And yet, she's always found a way to keep going. That resilience is what made her so beloved. And it's also what makes this latest update so difficult to process. Following her exit, many fans hoped that Victoria's story would simply pause, that she would be out there somewhere, finding peace, maybe even happiness, before eventually returning. But the show has now revealed that her situation is far more complicated and far more heartbreaking. In recent developments, Emmerdale has hinted that Victoria's life away from the village hasn't turned out the way anyone hoped. Through conversations between characters still in the Dales, subtle updates have begun to paint a picture of uncertainty, struggle, and emotional distance. The details aren't delivered all at once. Instead, they unfold slowly, through phone calls that feel incomplete, through worried expressions, and through the kind of silence that speaks louder than words. It's a storytelling approach that adds to the emotional impact, allowing viewers to piece together the reality of Victoria's situation. And that reality is painful. Rather than finding closure or a fresh start, it appears that Victoria is facing ongoing challenges, ones that have kept her away from the people who care about her most. Whether it's emotional strain, personal hardship, or circumstances beyond her control, the result is the same. She's not coming back anytime soon. For the characters in the village, this update hits hard. There's a sense of helplessness, of not being able to reach someone who has always been such an important part of their lives. And for viewers, that feeling is all too familiar. It's not just about missing a character, it's about worrying for her. What makes this storyline particularly powerful is its realism. Instead of offering a neat resolution, Emmerdale leans into the uncertainty. Life doesn't always provide clear answers, and this storyline reflects that. It's messy, it's emotional, and it's deeply human. Fans have been quick to react, and the response has been overwhelming. Social media has been flooded with comments from viewers expressing their heartbreak. Many have said they were hoping for a more hopeful update, something that would reassure them that Victoria was okay. Instead, they're left with questions and a growing sense of concern. Some fans have praised the show for its emotional depth, calling the storyline beautifully written and incredibly real. Others, however, have admitted that it's almost too painful to watch, especially given how much they've invested in Victoria's journey over the years. There's also been a lot of discussion about what this means for the future. Is this truly the end of Victoria Sugden's story? Or is this just another chapter, one that will eventually lead to a powerful return? That uncertainty is what keeps fans talking. From a storytelling perspective, this update carries significant weight. It shifts Victoria's narrative from one of immediate resolution to one of ongoing struggle. It also allows the show to explore the emotional impact of absence, not just on the character who leaves, but on those who remain. And that's where the real strength of Emmerdale lies. By focusing on the ripple effects, the show creates a sense of continuity. Victoria may not be physically present, but her influence is still felt. Her story continues to shape the lives of those around her, adding depth and complexity to the overall narrative. At the same time, this approach leaves the door open for future developments. Because in the world of soap operas, absence doesn't always mean goodbye. There's always the possibility that Victoria could return, changed by her experiences, carrying new stories, and ready to reconnect with the village in a way that feels both emotional and meaningful. And when that moment comes, it has the potential to be incredibly powerful. But until then, fans are left with a bittersweet reality. Victoria Sugden's story isn't over, but it's not in a happy place either. And that's what makes this update so heartbreaking. As we look ahead, there are many questions still unanswered. Will the show continue to provide updates on Victoria's life away from the village? Will her situation improve, or will it lead to even more emotional developments? And how will the characters who care about her cope with her absence? These are the threads that will keep viewers invested in the weeks and months to come. Because at its core, this isn't just a storyline, it's an emotional journey. It's about connection, loss, and the hope that even in the darkest moments, there's still a chance for things to get better. And that's why it resonates. As we wrap up today's story, it's clear that Emmerdale has once again delivered a storyline that stays with you long after the episode ends. The sad update on Victoria Sugden has left fans heartbroken, but also deeply engaged in what comes next. Because sometimes, the most powerful stories are the ones that don't offer easy answers. Now, we want to hear from you. How do you feel about this heartbreaking update? Were you hoping for a more positive outcome for Victoria? And do you think she'll return to the village in the future? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more emotional and in-depth entertainment news. For long-time viewers, this moment doesn't just land as another dramatic twist, it feels personal. Victoria isn't just a character who comes and goes. She's someone audiences have grown up with, someone whose struggles and resilience have mirrored real life experiences in ways that few soap characters manage to achieve. And that's exactly why this update hits so hard. To truly understand the emotional weight of what's happening now, we need to look back at everything Victoria has been through. From a young girl navigating life in the village to a woman shaped by loss, trauma, and survival, her journey has always been layered with complexity. She has faced heartbreak that would have broken many others, family tragedy, betrayal, and deeply personal struggles that tested her strength time and time again. But through all of it, Victoria endured. That resilience became her defining trait. It's why viewers rooted for her. It's why every small victory felt meaningful. And it's why fans believed that no matter how difficult things became, she would always find a way forward. Which makes this latest development all the more devastating. After her exit, there was a sense of quiet hope among fans. Maybe she was finally getting the chance to step away from the chaos of village life. Maybe she would find peace somewhere else, rebuild, and eventually return stronger than ever. It's the kind of off-screen narrative that viewers often create for characters they care about, a way of holding on to optimism even in their absence. But Emmerdale has chosen a very different path. Instead of offering comfort, the show has slowly revealed that Victoria's life away from the village is far from stable. And what makes this storytelling approach so effective is how subtle it is. There are no dramatic reveals or sudden shocks. Instead, the truth emerges gradually, piece by piece, through conversations and reactions from those still in the village. A missed phone call here, a vague update there, a look of concern that lingers, just a little too long. It's in these small details that the bigger picture begins to form. And that picture is heartbreaking. Victoria isn't thriving. She isn't enjoying a fresh start or finding closure. Instead, she appears to be facing ongoing struggles, challenges that are keeping her distant, both physically and emotionally, from the people who care about her most. There's a sense that something isn't right, that she's dealing with more than she's letting on, and that the gap between her and the village is only growing wider. For the characters left behind, this realization is painful. They don't have all the answers. They can't fix the situation. All they can do is worry. And that helplessness becomes a central part of the storyline. It's a feeling many viewers can relate to, making the narrative even more impactful. Watching someone you care about struggle from a distance, unable to reach them or truly understand what they're going through, is one of the most difficult emotional experiences. And that's exactly what Emmerdale captures so effectively here. There's no neat resolution, no quick fix, just uncertainty. And that uncertainty is what makes this storyline feel so real. In many ways, this marks a shift in how Victoria's story is being told. Instead of focusing on her direct experiences, the show is now exploring her absence, how it affects others, how it changes relationships, and how it creates a lingering sense of incompleteness within the village. Her presence may be gone, but her impact is still everywhere. Every mention of her name carries weight. Every update feels significant. And every unanswered question adds to the emotional tension that now surrounds her storyline. Fans, of course, have been quick to react. Social media has become a space for viewers to process what they're seeing. Some are expressing heartbreak, saying they didn't expect the storyline to feel this heavy. Others are praising the show for its realism, acknowledging that not every story needs a happy ending to be meaningful. But there's also a sense of longing, a desire for reassurance. Many fans are asking the same question: is Victoria okay? And right now, there's no clear answer. That ambiguity is what keeps the conversation going. It's what keeps viewers invested, even as the storyline becomes increasingly emotional. Because at its core, this isn't just about what has happened. It's about what might happen next. Will Victoria's situation improve? Will she find her way back to the village? Or is this the beginning of a longer, more difficult chapter in her life? These questions don't just drive the narrative, they deepen it. From a storytelling perspective, this approach allows Emmerdale to explore themes that resonate on a deeper level. Absence, distance, uncertainty, and emotional disconnect are all experiences that viewers can relate to in their own lives. By weaving these themes into Victoria's story, the show creates a connection that goes beyond traditional drama. It becomes something more personal. And that's where the true strength of this storyline lies. It's not about shock value or dramatic twists. It's about emotion. It's about capturing the quiet, often unspoken struggles that define real life. And in doing so, it creates a narrative that feels authentic, even when it's painful to watch. Looking ahead, the possibilities remain open. In the world of soap operas, characters rarely disappear forever. There's always the chance for a return, a redemption arc, or a new beginning. And with Victoria, that potential feels especially significant. Her story has always been one of resilience, and there's a sense that, no matter how difficult things become, there's still hope for a turning point. But for now, that hope is distant. What viewers are left with is a bittersweet reality. A character they care deeply about, facing challenges they can't fully see, in a place they can't reach. And that's what makes this update so powerful. It doesn't provide closure. It doesn't tie everything up neatly. Instead, it leaves space for emotion, for reflection, and for the kind of storytelling that lingers long after the episode ends. As the weeks go on, it will be interesting to see how this storyline continues to unfold. Will the show reveal more about Victoria's situation? Will the characters in the village find a way to reconnect with her? Or will the distance between them continue to grow? Whatever happens, one thing is certain. Victoria Sugden's story is far from over. And sometimes, the most compelling stories are the ones that don't have clear answers. Only questions that keep us watching, hoping, and feeling every step of the way.